Hi, I'm the Flowergod. Welcome to another edition. What I'm going to do, I've had a request from some of my email. They haven't seen a whole lot in Hydrangea Centerpieces, so I thought I'd show them how one variety of way to do it. This is going to be kind of a long table centerpiece. We're using the hydrangeas, a few dahlias. This is called Snowball, veronica, different foliages, and do a little whimsical with the pink aluminum wire. What I'm going to start off with is my length, and this is going to be rather long, something you use like in a wedding. And what I've done here, I've got a centerpiece container filled with the floral foam. Soak this up, I placed it in there. This could either be glued in before you soak it. You could strap it with tape. I've kind of pressed this down in there and made it real firm. It should not fall apart because I'm not going to make anything tall. It should stay fairly low. So we're going to get started here using aspidistra leaves, and what I'm doing here, just giving me a lot of length. I'm using avocado branches. Everything here has been pre-shined. This is going to give you a fullness right behind your hydrangeas that are going to be placed in there. And again, this is just going to give you little camouflage for your mechanics also. And I'm also using lemon leaf. Sala is another name. And it's not related to lemons at all. And I'm just going to use this to cover any mechanics, cover my container up, because I'm using an inexpensive container that you can get like at a craft store or your floral shop, floral supplies, things like that. And I've almost got my mechanics covered up with my foliage. The main thing I like to do is cover the mechanics up so you don't see your floral foam, and when you use an inexpensive container you want to cover that up. And just a couple more pieces here just to fill in. And again, the aspidistra leaves are just to give you the length. You could use just about any type of foliage that has a long stem on it to give you a little more length. Now I'm going to pave the hydrangeas kind of low. The shorter the stem on hydrangeas, you don't have the distance to take up into the water to keep the flower head nice and firm. So I'm going to cut these fairly short, and I'm going to pave these. I'm going to come across at an angle here, then I'll fill in with other flowers the other directions. You could also, on hydrangea, they're laterals. That's almost a full flower right there. You could take those down if you'd like to make your hydrangea a little bit smaller when you're doing a centerpiece like this. And that gives you a little more flowers also. And again, what I'm doing, I'm just paving, I'm doing a line. And this is going to be just hydrangeas in that area. Hydrangeas, when you get them from your floral shop or from your flower vendor, what you want to do is when you get them home, you want to take and fill your sink up with cold water and lay the stems. If the stems are real long, you may want to do it in the bathtub or something like that. What it does, you want to fill it with cold water, lay the flower heads inside the water. What that does, it hardens the flower up, it hydrates through the flower and hydrates through the stem. But hydrangeas are a good wedding flower. A lot of people like them for weddings. And again, I'm using just some of the laterals. And that gives me almost 5 flowers instead of just the 4 I furnished. Now, I'm going to give a line. I'm going to go across this way with my line. I'm using dahlias, and this is going to brighten it up a little bit. When you're using pinks A lot of times lavender is a good color to work with. And I'm just going to keep these paved in, because this is going to be on a table. If it's going to be on a centerpiece for guests that are going to be sitting down, you want to leave enough room for their plates and their utensils. So now I've got another line going through this way, and buds are always a little accent to everything too, so you always want to use all your buds. Just gives you a different texture in your bouquet. Now for my length again, I'm going with veronica. This is the white version. These come in purples, pinks, lavenders. Check with your floral supplier, flower shop, and they can order them for you. This is more of a specialty type flower also, kind of like your hydrangeas. If you want hydrangeas, a lot of times you'll have to order them special. And veronica is a flower that really gives you a good garden look. They're very nice with hydrangeas. And I want to make sure that people can see this from all sides. That's why I'm doing the angles here. Now the snowberries, these are so heavy they kind of give you a lilt. And this is just going to flow out of the bouquet. And again, you want to make sure you sharpen your stems when you use these, so they go in a lot easier to your floral foam. Some of your berries may be bruised, so you want to take those off. The snowberries are one of the kind of a filler that lasts forever. They almost dry in this form. Just a real good accent. Kind of gives you a little whimsical feel on it too, with the little snowberries popping out. Just a fun flower to work with. Like I said, the stems are so heavy with the berries, they just give that lilt, like it's just flowing out of the bouquet. This particular snowberry is white with a cast of pink to it. That's why I chose it to work with on the hydrangeas, because these are kind of a peach color hydrangeas. The trick to putting things like this in your bouquet, after you got your bouquet together, just putting your fillers in, is finding the floral foam. So you want to make sure you have a big enough piece that will hold your flowers. And I like to use as much as I can on things like this. It just adds that much to a bouquet. Almost finished here. Got a couple more clusters on this side. And you could actually stick these through a lot of your foliage too, because what it's going to do is compress the foliage down onto your floral foam to still hide your mechanics on it. Okay, now I've got the centerpiece just about finished now. What I've done is coiled some wire. And this is just going to bring out some of the dark colors from my dahlias. and add a little more color to my pink tones. And you can buy this wire from your floral supply flower shops. It's kind of a new thing, it's just come out here recently. This is just going to add a little whimsical to it. And there we have our Hydrangea Centerpiece. A little bit different style than using in your bubble bowls and things like that. This could actually be used like for a head table piece at a wedding or a reception, something like that. And there you have your head table piece.